Warning: this is a very unprofessional production. The style is deliberately slow-paced and immersive. It won't provide the usual quick dopamine rush from typical modern content. Dietary and health advice shared reflects only the personal views of the author. Now let's try to relax and observe how Maekul gets doomed.
Michael is currently trying to find the owner of a field he'd like to spend the night on in this small hamlet in the French countryside.
Bonjour.
When most of your life happened more by improvisation than meticulous planning, it's easier to miss out on the aspect of your life where you develop a geographical home. Most of Michael's life has been short-term planned, nothing like certain people who spend their life developing a base home and eventually become the pope of their entire village. Not that there's anything wrong with that, this position simply didn't appeal to him that much. June 14, day 1. Michael leaves the south of France for a several-month journey towards the north, in the direction of Norway, traveling through the nature and living in a basic car. His intention is a kind of challenge to himself, along with a deep-hearted desire to be in the nature. What is this all about, really, when you are okay where you are, and yet you absolutely want to go somewhere else? Some say that it's a character-forging lesson of life that you sometimes need to experience, a pause to find yourself or know yourself. While all that may be good, Michael was balancing these huge justifications in his mind with the idea that they could also just be procrastination in disguise all over again, restlessly creating new ways for him to escape from responsibilities. So, for his escape from responsibilities, Michael converted his normal city car into a camping car. It has a retractable bed which is over 2 meters long or 7.3 feet, with a custom mattress from high-density foam and linen, because good sleep is the basis of life. On the roof, there is a roof basket and a 100-watt solar panel which charges a 50 amps battery. With this 12-volt system, you can power a 40-liter compressor fridge and charge all kinds of batteries. The car is also fitted with a few storage spaces, window insulation, an air vent, and an outdoor shower. It's one thing to find happiness through the experience of constant novelty, putting ourselves in as many new situations as we can to stay stimulated. It's another thing to know how to achieve that feeling of contentment without the need to spend 2 million gallons of gasoline driving aimlessly in the valley for 3 months without any idea of what you're doing. A few days before Michael got on with this weird trip, a longtime friend visited him with no warning. The last time they had seen each other was before smartphones existed. Michel was biking by Michael's house and decided to initiate contact. Over coffee, this bass player said that he personally had never felt the need or even interest for seeing faraway places. He advanced that he was fully happy with exploring the region nearby on his bike, and that he still always found new places and things to discover. His ability to be fulfilled with what was already there made an impression on Michael. As they were comparing the mindset of Michel with Michael's departure with the car house for months towards Norway, Michel said, "But you're still young. You still have to experience all that." And while Michael wasn't actually that young anymore, maybe it meant that his mind was still young and untamed, or maybe that he hadn't lived as many lives as Michel, so his levels of wisdom were still a bit doomed. The inner calmness for letting go of these cravings for novelty hadn't settled in his character yet. He was still a teenager, a doomed 44-year-old teenager. After preparing for this trip for so long, as the departure time approached, Michael's desire to leave became less intense. It might have had something to do with losing the comfort of a home for the roughness of having to think every day about where your presence would be acceptable if you started to poop there. Where can you legally stand if you need to poop in the countryside without a silent biker jumping you by surprise when you just put your body in a position that the only way to justify would be to say that you're just peeing, but you're transsexual? Not a great alternative explanation. But anyway, once Michael's little tantrum for not leaving passed and turned back into a desire for adventure, he extracted himself into the unpredictable. The first few days of this strange journey required too much adaptation and focus on daily tasks for Michael to know if what he was doing was completely retarded or not. When he woke up from the second night, he was thinking of stopping, going back home and doing something else. Maybe his own capacity to do this was being challenged and he had forgotten the hard work it is to live that way. So he tried to remind himself that he should stop being so ridiculous and thank the universe that at least he's doing this by choice. Change just requires a period of adaptation. June 16, Day 3. One of the highlights of these travels is to sleep outside of campgrounds, in the nature, in the most secluded places the car house will get him to. After all, this is why he made it. This means that given the current arrangement that the humans have let ownership of nature play out, he's technically always sleeping on someone's land. One of Michael's ground rules is to always make an effort to try and find the owner of the place he'd like to spend the night on and get his benediction. Surprisingly, in spite of his social awkwardness, for Michael, the tough part is rarely to get that permission, but really to simply find the owners. It turns out that their phone number for camping inquiries is rarely at the entrance of their land.
Bonjour, excusez-moi de vous déranger.
So here he is today, having found this really pretty field that would be ideal for the night, with dry straw on the ground, an open view with this beautiful oak tree sending warm vibes, and nobody nearby. But for Michael, the key selling point of this apartment is that he thinks, because the ground is dried straw, there won't be any ticks. So now, Michael is going to go bother an entire village about his little camping problem. This is truly in the middle of nowhere, in the Indre department, more or less in the middle of France, in a generic hamlet called Montauban.
I'ma keep winning, winning. You can try to save yourself. You can try to save yourself. But you wanna go play yourself.
Bonjour, excusez-moi de vous déranger. Vous connaissez pas la ferme juste en bas de monsieur ou madame Lepine?
C'est un agriculteur.
Ouais. Ah, on sait pas si c'est monsieur là.
Il y a monsieur le maire qui habite le village, mais il n'est pas là à cette heure-là.
Ah, d'accord.
Il aurait peut-être un...
Bon, je vais faire un petit tour.
C'est le 19.
Au 10. Merci.
vous en prie.
Bonne soirée.
Then a high five got the upper hand. I'm too real, can't fake that. Who you know putting fear in them like this? You a vampire, still suck when you practice. Lord forgive me for my sins, I'm feeling righteous. But they've been next to me to show me I might just. They didn't think I could do it, I had to demonstrate how the flow is so heavenly, keeping demons straight. Who they fooling? I showed them the jig is up again. When I asked them who is the best, they get this to stutter with.
Bonjour. En fait, j'essayais de savoir qui était le propriétaire d'un champ un peu plus bas.
Le mieux
Ouais.
que vous avez à faire ce soir.
Ouais.
La maison neuve là.
Ouais. Vous savez pas à quelle heure il rentre? Parce que je suis déjà passé et il n'y a personne.
Bah écoutez, je vais vous le dire. Parce qu'en
Ah
fait,
ouais.
c'est qu'il tient un magasin à la Châtre, le monsieur.
Ah ouais.
D'accord. Vous, allez. 18h47. À 7h, 7h15, il est chez lui.
Ah
au
ouais,
max.
d'accord. Ok.
Hein.
Bon, bah,
Dans
je vais
20
attendre,
minutes,
alors,
il est là. Et c'est le maire, il va
Oui,
tout vous dire
voilà,
le
ok,
village,
cool.
hein.
Ok, super. Merci beaucoup. Hein.
De rien.
Merci. Bonne soirée.
I'ma keep winning, winning. I'ma keep winning, winning. You can try to save yourself.
Excusez-moi. Ça
bah, il est
répondait
pas
pas.
là,
Ah ouais, d'accord.
Ah putain, sa femme elle va être là.
Ouais, d'accord.
Peut-être.
Bonne soirée, merci.
You can try to save yourself. But you wanna go play yourself.
As it's starting to be late and his afternoon snack has priority over the rules of land ownership, Michael decided to go to the spot and set up camp. If everything works to plan, his new personal assistant, Mr. the Mayor of Montauban, should call him back after sorting out the details of his vacation with the farmer. The weather has been gentle so far. It's a friendly mid-June sunny summer day where anything will dry fast and being outside won't require any particular effort as the temperature is only slightly above ideal. Usually, by the time he finds a camp for the night, Michael has been fasting all day and is in a very bad mood. So he often starts with this little snack that seems to hold him until dinner. It's one of the meals he looks forward to the most because he doesn't really eat sweet stuff outside of this one. It's just a bowl of cereals. Today we have a mix of oats and buckwheat flakes. Michael thinks he can eat as much buckwheat as he wants because it has a lot of protein for a cereal and no gluten. Then the candies are added, dried raisins and figs, but it could also be apricots. Here again, Michael stuffs himself with sugar, but since it's organic, he just thinks of the pesticides they don't contain. The 550 grams of sugar are fine. Each ingredient was chosen with a bit of care. Michael thinks that the nutritive and gustative qualities any dish holds start with the quality of the ingredients, and therefore how they were grown. That being said, it's still just a massive blob of carbs. Michael loves almonds, but let's not get into that other bad habit of his and just say that all of these are good for minerals and vitamin E. All of this pack of carbs is melted in a lake of vegetal milk. Today it's coconut for an exotic vibe that is halved with water, because let's not forget that getting his hands on another of these luxury packs will take him an entire day. Bon appétit. Unlike the last time he left on a solo journey with just a car, this time Michael isn't quite sure why he's going yet. If it's just to accumulate a succession of experiences and sensations on top of the previous ones, what is the point? What does it do? Where did this motivation to do this all come from? Among all the things to do in life, why spend months configuring a small car for a strange trip like this and put yourself voluntarily in all kinds of sketchy situations to solve every day? For the past 30 years, Michael's life has been oscillating between two different mindsets. Every time he stayed in one place for a long time to build a foundation, this goal will leave way to a much less predictable condition, propelled by adventure and movement, and turning him into a nomad again. Which, after too much of that, turns back into a yearning for stability and growing roots again. Will this oscillation one day stabilize itself and land on a satisfying middle ground, at peace between the sense of the frivolity of adventure and taking on the responsibility of developing your own lair? For Michael, seeing in what direction he's headed, probably none of that is happening. None of us really know why we're here. Everyone is going through every stage of their lives for the first time. Nobody knows for sure what to do. On the bright side, this clever way of figuring it out is going to cost a lot of money as soon as it rains.
Oui, allô? Oui, c'est nickel, oui. Merci beaucoup d'avoir rappelé. Ah, bien sûr, ça sera plus que nickel. Ouais, ouais. Ah, c'est vraiment très gentil de l'avoir trouvé. J'ai fait le tour de votre village et personne ne savait. Ils m'ont tous pointé chez vous. Ah, d'accord, c'est super gentil. Bah, je repars demain matin et ce sera tout propre. Merci beaucoup et bonne soirée. Merci, au revoir.
Wait, what is he doing? Is it possible that Michael's cognitive capacities are constantly shut off? Why doesn't he realize that what he's doing is a bit weird? He completely keeps going like this, waiting for the velvety gloves of Saint Mary to take his hand and reveal to him the secret of life. Here he goes, on a mission to become a better man, but by parking his car in a wheat field after informing an entire village that they have a squatter roaming around in their fields tonight. Good thing they don't know about the jacuzzi part. For tonight's meal, Michael is making a typical evening dinner in the car house. A kind of curry soup. It's easy to prepare as it only requires one pan, and easy on digestion as all the food is coated in water. First, you guessed it, buckwheat. He's just cooking it in the water of the soup directly. A drop of cider vinegar, a bit of coconut cream, soya protein, and curry powder. The coconut cream was chosen from the rare brands free of xanthan and guar gums, as our digestive system has a harder time breaking these down, slowing our digestion for no useful purpose. For the curry powder, that is the most essential ingredient. There is a reason why dishes in India taste much more vivid than their European counterparts. The spices are really fresh. Freshness of spice is essential. So, not being cheap on the curry powder and getting the best one we can afford will really impact the quality of the dish. Random vegetables are added at the end so they don't cook too long. Tonight it will be carrot, turnip, courgette, and ginger. Bon appétit. Right now, Michael's mindset is, I don't need a fixed home. He converted this car to live like this indefinitely since he has a laptop and everything he needs to work at the same time. Have you ever tried using a laptop in full sunlight? Good thing his clients don't know that most of the time he can barely see what's happening on the screen. But anyway, right now, Michael is off like this, constantly without a place of his own, constantly not building anything long term. Good night, Michael. Good morning, Michael. Now it's going to be the time to continue the journey up to the north. Facing the incertitude of the feasibility of actually reaching Denmark if the weather gets too cold, Michael tries to remind himself that the destination is not the only thing that matters. Every day we live is already an experience of its own to appreciate. Just awakening alive, eating properly, doing things we choose, and living through a day should already be more than enough. Michael really doesn't have any idea where he'll be sleeping tonight. And that mystery along with all its unpredictable turns of events, has a knack for keeping us vibrating. Without any clue of why he finds himself in this strange adventure, Michael will see it through, no matter how challenging it may get, and no matter how objects following the laws of gravity once they are released on a slightly inclined surface may push him to the edge of dementia.
Okay, I'm not eating today. I will teach you. Bye.